Right. Good afternoon, everyone. What is the concept? Frameworks, right? Okay. Online students, is it the screen is visible? Online students can respond in the chat window. All the online students can respond in the chat window. Okay. Right. Fine. Let's continue on that, which we have been taking care about in working with automation frameworks. So the first understanding, if we consider this particular individual program, previously we have been done with automation, which we cannot consider we have been done with 100% of automation here, right? As part of real time, according to the real time structure, it's mandatory that we need to get develop automation script based on automation framework. Then only we can consider that we have been done with 100% of automation here. Further, we need to get taking care about these particular frameworks, and based on these particular frameworks, we need to get continued developing with automation scripts here. In that first understanding, considering of automation framework. What is the meaning of automation framework? Creation of folder structure with standard rules here. As simple as we need to get taking care about in creating with folder structure with standard rules here. What are the folders need to be created? What are the folders need to be created? And what are the standard rules need to be followed? It's totally depends on that project requirement, or it will depends on that particular client requirement. Based on that project requirement and based on that particular client requirement, it depends on what are all that particular framework standards need to be followed. But in general, in a very common way of any kind of the framework, in a very general, any kind of the framework, we have to take care about in following with the two standard rules here. In that particular two standard rules, in that particular the two standard rules, we need to get following with the first step. What is the first step need to be done? What is it? Design of automation framework. The very first step need to be done is design of automation framework. And after that, we need to get taking the second one. What is it? Design of automation script. The one we got mentioned, that design of automation framework, and the one we will be mentioning about design of automation script. According to real-time perspective, according to this real-time perspective, design of automation framework taken care by test lead. Design of automation framework need to be taken care by test lead. At the same time, we got design of automation script. This design of automation script taken care by, what is it? Tester. So the one it will be considering the design of automation framework, mentioning the test lead. Design of automation script, considering the tester here. Now, our main job role, we are not worried about in design of automation script, design of automation framework. We need to be taking care about in design of automation scripts here. Okay. Now, as usual, based on our project requirement, we came up with our own standard rules here. Based on our project requirement, we came up with our own standard rules. Considering that first we got created with project. In that, we need to be taking care about in creating that particular respective packages. Considering that need to be followed that particular respective folders here. In that, the one you mentioned that taking with global.java. So what you are maintaining in global.java? According to framework standards, what you maintain? Tested data and objects related to whole application. Related to the whole application, test data and objects we got provided in global. At the same time, we got general. What we maintained in general.java? What we maintain? Reusable functions, or you can consider reusable methods related to the functions related to whole application. Related to the whole application, we got provided that particular respective functions. I mean, based on that particular project requirement, based on the test case have been automated according to that particular test case step. You need to be coming up with in writing all that particular required functions. At last, we need to be taking with test script, which need to be maintained, that particular respective test cases here. Okay. Now, continued with the same. So going forward, whatever the test cases you want to be automate, you need to be followed with the same. Now, in case of this particular one, previously we got automated the one test case mentioning the login, logout. What is the second test case? Add employee, right? So as part of the framework, we are trying with first test case, login, logout, and second test case, we need to be mentioned that add employee. Okay. In case if you want to be continued, automate with any other test cases, you need to be followed with the same standards here. As simple as first you are taking with global.java. In this global.java, what you got maintained? Tested data and objects. You are referring manual test cases. By referring with the manual test cases, we can easily understand. By referring with the manual test cases, we can easily understand that writing, providing that particular required test data, and we can provide that particular required objects here. Let's see that. Considering that taking with test data, this particular test data related to add employee. What is the test data we require? First name and last name. Related to add employee, you are taking with the test data. Considering that mentioning about first name, need to be provide that particular first name. Based on your comfortable, you can provide any data. After that, we need to be get considering the string taking with last name. You can provide that particular last name here. So as simple as by referring with the test case step, by referring with the test case step, you need to be get understand what are all the required data need to be provided. So according to these particular test case step, we need to be get provide the respective first name and then taking with last name. Similar to that, considering with objects. Similar to that, considering with objects. See that providing that particular respective objects, you need to be get mentioned considering that string. So what is the object we require? Related add employee. Save button, okay. Apart from that, related add employee. What are the things we need to go with? The one you will be mentioning that you need to be go with add button. Once you got click on add button, first name, last name and save button. But before going with these things, what is another one we require? What is it? Frame. This add button, as we are already knowing it, this particular employee information page, which has been designed as one frame. How we can confirm whether it is frame or not? Searching the tag name of iframe or frame. If you are able to see any one particular tag name, not like both, if you are able to see any one particular tag name of iframe or frame, then we can consider that. Then we can considering that mentioning that frame has been available. So this is we need to be done with inspect and looking into tag name. What is the tag name? What is the tag name? iframe or frame. So having the tag name of iframe, which we will be taking that frame name, we are able to see that particular frame name. We need to be get provide that information considering the frame, which need to be get mentioning about taking with the frame. It's not like related to only that particular add button. It's not like related to that add button. In that page, whatever the things you want to be performed, you need to be get enter into frame. So for that, we need to be get considering that frame equal to, we need to be get provide that particular frame details here. Okay. So we got frame. After that, another object. What is another object? After frame. We need to click on add button. Need to identify this add button. Let's see here. Considering that button. Which button it is? Add. So we need to be get provide that particular information. So that particular add, if we just done with inspect, in that highlighted line, any name option available? Is there any name option? No. Any ID option? Any ID? No. Name option not available. ID option not available. Class option? Class available. But we are not preferred to work with class. So what is another option we can try? What is it? XPath here. Meaning of XPath? Group of nodes. Types of XPath? What is it? Two types. What are those? Absolute XPath, relative XPath. Meaning of absolute XPath? Starts with HTML tag. Meaning of relative XPath? Starts with starts with attribute here. So now followed with the same. We don't have name option, ID option, class we are not working. Taking with XPath. Apart from absolute XPath and relative XPath. What is another option we can try? Apart from absolute and relative in XPath, what is another option? XPath with attributes. We can go with XPath with attributes. In attributes, what are the options we got? What are the options we got? Single attribute, multiple attribute, text attribute, contains, starts with. Based on tester comfortable, utilize any of the option. So for now, we are taking with XPath with single attribute. So here, what is the tag name we got? What is the tag name we got? Input. Followed with the same. It will be followed with the same. Considering that 2 forward slashes and then mentioning that input at the rate taking with value equal to in a single code, it will provide that. Okay. So that it will be considering that it will be mentioning that. Clicked on add button. Once we click on add button, we need to be take with employee first name and then taking with employee last name here. Okay. Now we can see. Let's identify this first name. We'll see that. Any name option available? Name option. Right. So we got name option. As we got name option, it will be taking with name. Considering that public and then string that is mentioned as a text box here. Which text box it is? First name. So employee, first name text box. Employee first name text box need to be provide that particular name. In a similar way, we need to be get considering that string and then taking with txt mentioning about employee last name here. So need to be get considering that we need to be get provide employee last name. We need to be get mentioning about taking with employee last name. So that will be taking with mentioning about considering the employee last name here. Okay. So this is how we need to be get provide. This is how we need to be get provide all the required objects based on that particular testing case step. Based on that particular testing case step, what are all the objects has been required, you need to be get continued. Mentioning that public string taking with button and then mentioning about taking with save. Now we can see that what are the object detail. This button doing the right click. Considering that any name option here. Is there any name option? No. Any ID option? ID. So we got an ID. So name option is not available. Name option is not available, which you will be taking with ID. So we need to be get provide. We need to be get provide that particular respective ID. So this is how you need to be get maintained. Now you can see here. Looks like we are maintaining in a very proper way. So what we are maintaining in global? All tested data and objects related to whole application. This is what exactly the job role of automation tester. So as a automation tester, you need to be get refer the respective manual testing cases according to that particular testing case step. You need to be get provide all that particular required data here. Okay. Now consider with the same. This is we mentioned that taking with test data and which will be taking with objects. Okay, done. Next, which will be considered general. General.java. What you are maintaining here? In general.java, what you are maintaining? All reusable functions, or you can consider that methods. For the test case 2, you written the test step. What are the test steps you written? First is open application, having that function. Okay, next, login into application. So that login also function available. Okay, what is the next one? Click on add button. But before clicking on add button, what need to be done? What need to be done? Enter into frame. So before clicking on add button, as we confirm that we need to be get having the frames, we need to write in a code to enter into frame. So rather than writing individually, you can make it as a one function. You can make it as a method. Whenever it is required, you will be calling that particular method. Right. Now, you can see that which need to be get provide that particular respective method. Now further, we can write one particular method considering that public void taking with the method name considering that enter frame. We need to be get provide that particular method name considering that enter frame. To enter into the frame, what is the statement? What is the statement we have to write? Switch to frame. You need to be provide that frame details that you will be taking with global. So that you will be taking with frame. So that you will be mentioning about taking with frame. So by this, it will enter into frame. So once it got into the frame, we need to be get printing with the statement that we will be considering that entered into frame. So we need to be get mentioning that entered into frame. Okay, done. In a similar to that, we need to be get written with enter into frame. Next, what we have to write? What we need to write? We need to click on add employee. But before going to that, as usual, as both we can work together. One is enter into frame. Another one is, what is it? Exit into frame. So one will be considering that enter into frame, and the one will be mentioning that exit from frame. So to exit from frame, what we have to write? Driver dot switch to dot default content. So which switch to dot default content, which you will be considering that, mentioning about saying that exit from frame. So this is how according to that project requirement, based on that particular test case step, you need to be get coming up with writing all the required functions here. And after that, we need to be get write in a code. Considering that public void mentioning about add new employee. Right. So we need to be get mentioning about add new employee. So we need to be get add new employee. To add new employee, what are the steps you have to follow here? Enter into frame, already done. Once you got enter into the frame, click on add button. After that, enter first name. After that, enter last name. After that, click on save. Okay, let's see that. Considering that driver dot find element by dot taking with XPath. So need to be get provided this particular XPath. So and after that we need to be get provided this XPath. So related to that particular button, we provided that particular XPath. So which need to be get provide that particular respective XPath. Okay. Oh, dot. What is the method name? To perform click activity, what is the method name? Taking with click. Okay. So we got clicked on add button. What is the next step? What is the next step? Enter first name. Driver dot find element by dot. It will be taking with name. Providing that we need to be get provide that particular name. So that particular name we are already provided. What is that name we provided? No, object name. Okay. What is that statement? Send the keys. Okay. Right. This is also we provided, right? Right. Next, after that, we need to be get type it last name. So for taking with the last name, considering that driver dot find element and then mentioning the by dot taking with name. So that we will be mentioning about. So which need to be get mentioning about taking with employee last name. That we will be taking with send keys. So here we need to be get provide mentioning about taking with last name. So which we need to be get. So which need to be get typing with first name and then typing with last name. After that, need to be get click on save. Driver dot find element by dot which will be taking with ID. So that particular ID we need to be get provide. Sorry, this ID already available. Button save, right? Button save. Okay. What is the method name? Taking with click. We need to be get click on add button, typing with the first name, typing with the last name, and then taking with save. Okay. So now we can see here. First we got global.java. We done with global. And then we got general. Now you will be taking with actual automation script. Under the test script folder, we need to be get maintain this particular actual automation script. So that it will be provided. Need to be get mentioning about taking with class. considering the TC002. So TC002, which need to be get mentioning about, taking that particular test case. Now here we need to be get coming up with writing with the statement. We need to write main method mentioning about public static void taking with main considering the string args. Okay. So what is the use of the main method? What is the use of the main method? To start program execution. Now here we need to be get provide that particular respective test step. So in here we need to be get access for method. So for which class we have to create object? For which class we have to create object? Is it global or general or TC002? Why general? Why general? As simple as all our required methods available in general. Because of that, we need to be create an object taking with class name and then taking with object name equal to, which need to be get mentioning about new general, but giving an error. What need to be done? Need to be go with extends. Okay. We need to go with importing that package. Once we got import that package, now we can see the understanding. Now you can understand the actual advantage of the framework. What is the first step need to be done? Open application. Further, we got the method name. What is the method name? Today, did we return the method name of open application? No. When we return that? Yesterday. I mean, we are writing for one time. And using for multiple times here. That is what the reason of frameworks came into the picture. This is the main reason why we are considering that automation frameworks are mandatory. If you consider individual program, if you refer the individual program, in the individual program, all the individual program what you done, every day you written the statement system.setProperty, written in all the individual test cases. We written it. But now in the framework, we made as a one function, system.setProperty, entering the URL. We make it as a one function. So whenever you require, you will be taking with the help of that. So as simple as considering the open application. Okay. After that, object dot, which you will be taking with login. And after that, which you will be mentioning about taking with enter into frame. Okay. And after that, which need to be get mentioning about add new employee. And after that, which you will be taking with delete employee. Not delete. Exit from frame. And after that, which I will be taking with login, enter into frame, add employee, exit from the frame, and then taking with logout. And after that, finally, close application. So now I can see here, by looking into this, we can easily get understand what are all the steps we have been done. So that is what taking with main advantage of this particular framework. So considering the reusability, we can write for only one time. Whenever it has been required, we can reuse for multiple times. So now if I run with the program, If I run this particular program, it's need to be get take with run as Java application. So and then need to be get executed and providing that respective output. So this is how you guys need to be get continued. This is how you guys need to be get continued in developing with that particular respective automation script. I can see that opening the application. Need to be get to open that application, doing the login. Provided first name, last name, and then click on save. So this is how we got a possibility in getting implementing with framework. Now, in this way, you guys need to be get continued in developing with all your further automation script. It's not like restricted to only 4 test cases here. Based on your comfortable, you can take with another test cases and need to be spent more time in practicing of frameworks here. Okay. Now, this is what you will be continued with the frameworks. This is okay. So for now, we got mentioned that taking with WebDriver. So we got mentioned that WebDriver. What is the use of this WebDriver? What is the use of WebDriver? Use of WebDriver to develop automation script for the purpose of generating or creating automation script. We are taking with the help of WebDriver. So for this WebDriver, we need to integrate with TestNG. For the WebDriver, we need to be get integrate with TestNG. So what exactly mean by TestNG? How we need to be get work with TestNG? Let's understand. As usual, first understanding. What is the use of the TestNG? What is the use of the TestNG? To generate HTML report. So let's see that how we can generate. Just 1 minute, guys. Just have in a new heading. Just take with the new heading. Write the new heading is TestNG. Right. Take with the main heading. Take with the main heading is TestNG and provide this particular URL. So provide this particular URL. So you can just write the main heading is TestNG, this URL, and make a note of this particular description to this highlighted one. Have in a main heading is TestNG and make a note of that URL and that particular respective description. Online students also make a note of that particular description. Online students also Make a note of that particular description. Make a note of up to that highlighted one. Tomorrow's session? Monday, yeah. Tomorrow there is no session. Okay. Online students also. Tomorrow I will not have any session. The next session will be on Monday. Not Sunday, Monday. Just make a note of up to that highlighted one. All the online students also make a note of up to that highlighted one. Done? Okay, right. So let's understand what exactly mean by this and how we can implement this particular one. First understanding, what is the use of WebDriver? What is the use of WebDriver? To develop automation script. What is the use of TestNG? To generate HTML report. WebDriver is totally different. TestNG is totally different. There is no way of connectivity. WebDriver is totally different. TestNG is totally different. There is no way of connectivity. While working with the Selenium, we don't have an option of generating with reports. While working with the Selenium, by default, Selenium is not able to generate any of the reports. Because of that, we are taking with the help of TestNG. In our framework, we done with only WebDriver. For that WebDriver, we need to be taking with TestNG. But before integrating the TestNG, to framework, first will understand what exactly mean by test engine. First, we'll understand what exactly mean by test engine, how we can generate HTML report with the help of test engine, and then we'll take care about how we can integrate test engine to the framework. So as simple as previously we got understand that developing automation script with the help of WebDriver. Now we need to understand that how we can generate HTML reports with the help of test engine. After that, you will understand working with the combination of WebDriver and test engine. Okay. Let's see that. Let's understand how we can work with. Let's understand how we can get work with test engine. To work with test engine, or before working with the test engine, if you want to begin work with the test engine, we need to begin taking care about that particular test engine installation. If you want to begin work with the test engine, to get work with the test engine, you need to begin taking care about this particular test engine installation. This installation need to be followed by two steps. This installation followed by two steps. Before working with the test engine, you have to make sure that you have been installed with the test engine. Then only we can consider, we can go with writing the test engine program. That installation, first step, we need to be get mentioned, install test engine in Eclipse. Install test engine in. So the one you will be mentioning that install test engine in Eclipse. That is the first step. Second step, download testng.jar file. Download testng.jar file and add to project. Download testng.jar file and add to project. So we need to begin taking care about considering that this particular one. Download testng.jar file and then need to begin add to the project here. Before working with the test engine, first need to begin complete this particular installation and need to begin work with test engine. So as simple as this particular test engine, we are taking with installation. That installation followed by two steps. What is the first step need to be done? Install test engine Eclipse. That is the first step. What is the second step need to be done? Download testng.jar file and then add to project. Okay. Let's see that. This particular one, install testng in Eclipse. You can go to this help option. Under the help, you will get two options. What is the option? Install new software. Another one, Eclipse Marketplace. Based on your comfortable. Install new software. Install new software, or you can mention Eclipse Marketplace. So based on your comfortable, you can utilize any of the option. Based on your comfortable, you can utilize with any of the option. Now, you need to be get using the option. I'm just using Eclipse Marketplace. I'm just using the option Eclipse Marketplace. It's not like only TestNG. Going forward, if you want to install any other plugins also, you can follow with the same. So we need to be taking that particular option, Eclipse Marketplace. Whatever the plugin you want to be install, you can just follow the same thing. So before working with the TestNG, you need to be make sure that in completing this installation and need to be continued writing the TestNG program. So what we have to install? TestNG. You need to be just type as TestNG and you can click on Go button. Once you got click on this particular Go button, you need to be able to see the TestNG option. As there is no TestNG option, just you can click on this matches. Once you click on that particular matches, you will be getting with required option here. So just now you can see here, considering that what is the option you got? TestNG for Eclipse. So need to be continued installing it. To install it will take some time. You need to complete this particular installation before working with the TestNG. Before working with the TestNG, you need to be make sure that install TestNG in Eclipse. For that, you are taking with help option. From there, you will be taking with Eclipse Marketplace. Once you click on this particular Eclipse Marketplace, once you got click on this particular Eclipse Marketplace, once you got click on this particular Eclipse Marketplace, you need to be consider taking with TestNG. This you need to be click on that particular Go button. Once you got click on that particular Go button, once you got click on Go button, you will be having required options. As the option is not available, you can click on the option of 5 matches. So here you will be able to see the option is considering the TestNG for Eclipse. You need to be continued installing this. Once the installation is completed, then from Google, you can download the jar file. What is a jar file? testng.jar. So that particular jar file need to be downloaded and you need to be added to the project. Adding to the project, followed with the same step. Adding to the project, followed with the same step. You can see that considering that build path, configure build path, and then add external jar. So what is the jar file name? testng.jar. We are taking with the jar file name considering that TestNG. So that we will be taking with testng.jar. So that we will be considering that apply and close. So once you got added the jar file, then you can continue. I'm not working with the framework. Framework, how to integrate. For our existing framework, how we can integrate TestNG, that I will explain. For now, you guys just continue automating the scripts on framework. Along with that, create new project, not in the framework. Create new Java project and take care about practicing the test engine. Previously, we done with creating the project, done with Selenium program. Now we are creating another project and trying to understand working with the test engine program. In further, we can combine both the things. That I will look into that I will explain. But for now, how you can work with WebDriver and how we can work with test engine. That is what need to be comfortable. Now, to work with test engine, create new project, add test engine jar file, and continued with the programming. I'm just creating one package, considering the test engine examples. I'm just created one package considering the test engine examples. As package created, under package, what need to be created? Under package, what need to create? Class, which we will be taking with class. Need to be get provide class name that we will be taking with test engine. Now here, we need to be get continued writing with the respective code. Created project, created package, created class, and creating with the required methods. For now, I'm just taking the method name. The one you will be considering the public void taking with login. I'm just printing with the statement. Considering the login into application. I'm not writing any Selenium code. Consider Selenium is totally different. Test engine is totally different. There is no way of connectivity. Selenium is totally different. Test engine is totally different. There is no way of connectivity. For now, we are trying to understand that how we can work with the test engine. By using test engine, how we can generate HTML report. That is what we are looking into that. So created one class, created one method. At the same time, writing one more method, considering that void and then taking with logout. So that will be mentioned, that will be printing with the statement, considering that logout completed. Okay. So we created the class and we created the methods. We got need to be get added one program. If I run this program will be executing or it will give an error. If I run this program will execute or it will give an error. Why error? Main method is not mentioned. What is the use of the main method? To start program execution. Okay. Now, see the concept. From test engine, there is no concept of main method. From the test engine, there is no concept of main method. What main method is performing, that particular main method activity will be taken care by test engine. So we need to write test engine related code. Selenium taking the help of Selenium methods. Java taking the help of Java related methods. Similar way, we need to be taking with test engine related methods. For that, we can refer this particular test engine website. testng.org. Testng.org is an official website. Testng.org is an official website related to. Testng.org is an official website related to the testng. So here you can use the option. What is the option? Documentation. Click on that. Once you click on the documentation using with the option, what is option here? Annotations here. In case of Java, we are using the terminology Java methods. In case of Selenium, we mentioned the Selenium methods. In case of testng, we are not considering as a methods. What is the terminology? Annotations here. This is how list of the annotations will be there. List of the annotations will be there. We are not worried about these all annotations here. In general, while working with the Selenium, what are the annotations has been required? While working with the Selenium, what are the annotations has been required? We need to get use it. In that, we are taking with the help of the one annotation. We are using with the one annotation, considering that @test. Selenium methods. Java related methods. Testng, taking the help of testng annotations. In that, what is annotation we are using? @test. We need to be import this particular package. For every annotation, we need to import that package. Okay. Now, what exactly the functionality of @test? As simple as when you work with Selenium, you are using method name of sendCase. What is the use of sendCase method? To enter the data in text box. Then you got the click method. What is the use of the click method? To perform a click activity. Every method is performing the respective action. In a similar way, every annotation, it will be performing the respective action. Every annotation also, it will be performing the respective action here. In that, what exactly @test is doing is as simple as, what is the use of the testng? To generate HTML report. What is the use of HTML report? Use of HTML report. Passed or fail. How many test cases passed and how many test cases fail? We need to understand that after the execution, how many test cases pass and how many test cases fail, that we need to understand. So to get that information, we are taking the help of HTML report. Considering that in the report, the number need to be provided. That test case number, taken care by @test. As simple as one @test. One @test is equal to 1 at a test, 1 at a test is equal to 1 at a test is equal to 1 test case. 1 test case or consider as 1 scenario in report. So in the program, if we got 1 at a test, in the report, it will consider 1 test case here. Okay. So now we got created package, created class, created method, provided annotations here. Okay. Now let's see here how we can execute on this. Taking with right click, run as, what is option you are getting? What is option you are getting? Test ng test. In case of main method, what is option you got? Java application. So now we were using test ng test. Okay. Did we return main method? No. From test ng, no concept of main method. Okay. Let's run it. Got an error. Okay. So it is giving an error like security. In general, it will not get error. In case if you are also having the same error, if it is giving an error related to security, in case of error related to the security, just you can add one library. Go to this build path, use the option. What is option? What is option? Add library. In case of the error of the security, if it is giving an error related to security, then you can add this library considering the test ng. Taking with next and click on finish. Now we can see here. Considering that run as, what is option we are using? What is option we are using? Test ng test. What should be the pass count we have to get? In the report, what is the count we have to get? Test case pass. Is it 1 or 2? What is the test run count? 1. Passed is, failure is 0. This report is console report. This report considering the console report here. But what is the use of the test ng? What is the use of the test ng? To generate HTML report. Use of the test ng. The test ng considering the HTML report. So now you can say that considering that if it got mentioned as simple as if you get consider test ng when the program is executed. After execution of the program, test ng itself, we are not creating test ng itself, creating one folder. Test ng itself is creating one folder, providing with the folder name. Considering the test-output. So this test ng itself creating with the folder. What is the folder name? Test-output. In this particular folder, you will be able to see HTML report. In this particular folder, you will be able to see HTML report. Considering that mentioning about, need to be get mentioning about saying that the one you will be considering that emailable report. Another one index. Another one considering the default suit. Report is same. just will have, the report will be the same, just will be having different templates here. Emailable report, one different template, index, one different template, default suit, considering that one more different template here. So we are not creating this folder. We are not creating this folder here. Once you execute your program with the help of the test engine, once you execute your program with the help of the test engine, you will be able to see that this particular folder will be created. So considering that test-output, let's see here. We are already executed the program. Now you can just take with right click on project, use the option. What is the option? Refresh. Because we executed program. Are we able to see the folder of test-output? No. Just you can take with right click. Use the option is refresh. So use the option is refresh. So considering that taking with test-output. So just you can go to that particular one. Considering that, if you considering that having the folder name, what is the folder name? Test-output. So in this, you got a report. What is the report? Emailable report. Another one, index. Another one, defaults. The passed count is 1. Failure is 0. So by seeing this kind of report, we can easily understand that how many test cases has been passed and how many test cases has been failed. In a similar way, what is another one? Taking with index. You can see that, considering that, mentioning that one method has been passed. Okay. Another report. What is another report? Default suit. Considering that default test. Mentioning about pass will be the 1 and failure will be 0. For the purpose of generating this kind of report, what we are using? Test engine. So Selenium is not able to generate these kind of report. Because of that, we are taking with the help of test engine. Okay. Now, in a similar way, let me make some more modification. I'm just adding one more at a test in the program. Now I'll run the program. If I run this program, now what will be the test run count? What is the test run count you will get? 2 or 1? Why 2? Having 2 annotations of at a test here. Okay, let's see here. What is the test run count? 2. And then failures is 0. Okay. Let me cross check HTML report. If I check HTML report, what is the test run count we got? 2 here. Okay. Now, this is passed report. Assume that anything failed. Then how failed report will generate? Let's see on that. Further, I'm just removing the colon. Including the syntax error, consider as a fail. Including the syntax error, consider as a fail. Taking with test-ng test. Now, if I run this, what is the test run count? Test run count. 1 or 2? Failures? What is the test run count? Why 2? 2 annotations of at a test. It is executing it. After execution, it is coming up with how many passed and how many failed. Now we can see here. If I check with HTML report, it will clearly mention that taking with passed is 1 and failure is 1. So by seeing this kind of HTML report, by seeing these kind of HTML report, we can easily understand that how many test cases has been passed and how many test cases has been failed. So for the purpose of generating this kind of reports, what we are using? TestNG. Now let me make some more modifications here. Let me try to take one more annotation considering that at a test here. Taking with void, I'll be writing one method considering that add employee. Just I'm printing the statement about adding new employee. Okay. Next, taking one more annotate. After that, we need to write in a method considering the delete employee. So here I'll be printing with the statement delete employee. As simple as we are trying to get understand how we can work with TestNG annotations. Now let me run this program. If I run this program, what is the test run count I will get? What is the test run count I will get? 4. What will be the first statement it will print? No, what is the first statement it will print? Login into application. After that, okay, first option, login into application. After that, logout completed. After that, add employee. After that, delete employee. Done. Okay, first option, option B. Login. After that, add employee. After that, delete employee. After that, logout. Option C. Both. Okay. Option D. None of the above. Oh, very perfect here. Right. Let's see that. Let's see that how it is executing. What is the test run count? 4. Okay. Let's see the statement. What is the first statement? After that, how it is executed? Error. What is it? Alphabetical order. Considering that in one program, if you are providing more than one test annotations, in one program, if you are providing more than one test annotation, it will execute based on alphabetical order of method names here. In one particular program, if we got more than one test, it will execute based on alphabetical order of method names here. Now, considering the real time, is it possible to provide method names in alphabetical order? Not like in a very easy. The 2. Remember the alphabets? How many alphabets we have? 26 or 36? 22. 52. Capital A, small B. Very perfect. That is the reason you are developers. Okay. Now we can see that. So we need to get control. we need to be taking care about in handling these things here. So we cannot go with the method names as an alphabetical order. According to this printf statement, what is the first statement need to be executed? What is it? Login. According to the requirement, this statement need to be executed first. Then in testng, we are using one more annotation. What is that annotation? What is it? Before class here. So as simple as this before class annotation, you can considering like starting point. So which statements you want to execute first? According to your program requirement, which statement you want to be executed first? That particular statements you can provide under before class. Okay. Giving an error? You need to be import that package. Okay. Now, what is the last statement need to be executed? What is the last statement? Log out. What will be the annotation? What is it? After class here, which you will be taking with after class. The statements which you want to execute first, you will provide under before class. The statements which you want to be execute in last, that you will be taking into after class. So while working testng, the program is not executed in which order you written. The program is not executed in which order you written. The program will execute it based on the annotations. The program will be executed based on annotations here. So whatever the annotations you provided, based on that annotations, it will execute. Now according to these annotations, if I run this program, what is the first statement it will print? What is the first statement? Login. After that, add employee. After that, delete employee. After that, log out. What will be the test run count? 4. Okay. What is the test run count? Why 2? So don't be confused here. This count is not like how many annotations you are using. This count is consider only at a test here. So in the program, how many at a test are there? That is what it is considering like test case. As we got 2 at a test, providing that the count is 2. And consider first is login into application. After that, adding new employee. After that, delete employee. After that, log out employee. Now assume that I want to be go away. First is login. After login, need to take delete. After that, add employee. And after that, log out. So further, we are able to use the annotations. Along with that, we are able to get consider using that execution. With the help of testng annotations, we are controlling that execution. Which statements need to execute it first, in which order need to execute it, everything we can control. So according to that, what we can do is for this particular test, we can go with writing one condition considering the priority. We can provide this priority equal to 2. And then this particular one, we can mention that, considering that priority equal to 1 here. Okay. So now you can say that if I run this program, what is the first statement? What is the first statement? Login or delete? Uh-huh. Login or delete? Why login? It will go with annotations. Even though you provided priority, so first it will be taking with before class. Whatever the annotations you provided, it is not going to the order you provided. So it will execute based on the annotations here. So how you provided that annotations, according to that annotations it will execute. So first it will go with before class and then taking with after class and then taking with at a test here. So now you can see first before class, then it will come to at a test, looking into the priority, and finally taking with after class. Now if we run this program, I can see the output. So what is the option we got? Test ng test. Okay. So considering that test run will be 2. And then what is the first statement? Login. After that, delete. After that, add employee. After that, log out. So this is how we have a possibility in utilizing the respective test ng annotations here. So just we are trying to get understood how we can utilize the respective annotations, and with the help of that respective annotations, we need to begin generating with HTML report. So here, for now, we got considering that WebDriver is totally different program. WebDriver is totally different. TestNG is totally different. Previously, we got understand that taking with WebDriver program, and now we got with TestNG program. In further, we need to begin work with the combination. In further, we need to begin work with the combination of WebDriver and TestNG. So first we'll take care about how we can write individual program of working with the combination of WebDriver and TestNG. Once we write with the individual program, then we'll be taking with framework. So for the framework, we can integrate with the TestNG, that we can consider one full-fledged framework, mentioning that developing the automation script and then generating the reports here. So after that, we have to take with one more feature that will be taking with test suite. WebDriver, TestNG, test suite. That one full-fledged framework need to be done. And the last one, POM framework need to be done. So that will be looking into that. So that will take care of it. So tomorrow we'll complete working with this individual program of WebDriver and TestNG, and we'll understand that how we can integrate this particular TestNG to the framework here. Tomorrow means Monday. Tomorrow we don't have any session, so take with the rest. And then on Monday, we'll be completing. We'll take care about these things here. Okay? Take care about the practice. Okay? Carry on. Thank you. Online students having the questions, again wait. Yes, guys. Online students, if you have any questions, you can carry on. Okay. Okay, guys. Take care about the things. Meet on Monday. Okay. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
I have problem comes in screenshot program, sir. It comes serial run org.apache commons. How to import a package, sir?
You need to add the jar file of commons.io.jar. A jar file need to be added.
How to add?
Add the jar file of commons.io.jar. Okay.
Download
that in. You need to download that jar file. Just in Google, you can type like commons.io. So that jar file need to be downloaded and need to be get added to the project. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
Sir, can we get the link for TestNG jar files to download?
Which one?
TestNG jar files.
TestNG, just you can type in Google testng.jar, you will get. Okay. Yeah. Right. All right, guys. Take care about the things. Meet you on Monday. Yeah. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Last Sunday screening test is done. Who is eligible? Means this program is only for offline, sir. Online
I
is
think
not
it is.
available.
I think it is only for online because they're like placements, right? So they have been considered like not online, only offline. I think not yet planned it. Maybe it is will be only offline.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, everyone.